Hello, I'm Jerry Van Dyke. Please make a donation to the Carnegie Council's annual fund. It will directly support programs such as the video you're about to watch. These are very challenging times. Please keep the voices for ethics alive. Go to carnegiecouncil.org and click on the button marked support. Thank you.
One of the things I've found, and I said earlier, I have been talking to Hamas and Hezbollah now for 3 years on a private basis, because I made a speech saying that we were going to have to talk to them sometime, and they invited me to come and talk to them. The one thing I've learned, like I learned with the IRA, is I may disagree with their methods, I may disagree with a lot of their political objectives, but they are not the same threat as Al-Qaeda is. Al-Qaeda is an international threat that has a fundamentalist vision of a world that is controlled in one particular direction. Most of these others you talked about are what I call localized or nationalist terrorist threats, where I do think there is more ability through dialogue to begin to come to terms with them and to find a way through. In my lifetime, I started off when I was young watching 2 British wars going on. One was in Cyprus and the other was in Kenya. And in both cases, I remember being told that AOCA in Cyprus was a terrible terrorist organization that murdered people in their beds, that the Mau Mau in Kenya ate children alive, all the stories you've told about terrorists. Within 6 years of both of those wars, the leaders of those organizations were dining at Buckingham Palace with the Queen because they had become the governments of their country. And the lesson from that is that being a terrorist on a nationalist terrorist basis is not a permanent condition. And that often it's prolonged because we don't actually take the trouble to go and find out what the reality is behind what they're doing. And I ask the question now, and I look at what we did in Northern Ireland, if we hadn't actually taken the advice of the then American administration and began to engage with the IRA, I suggest we would still be in the course of the troubles as we were when I first went there. Nothing would have been achieved, terrorism would still have been rampant. So I go back to what I was saying. In the end, it's trying to understand people. It's trying to break out of preconceptions. And by networking with them, and that doesn't mean agreeing with them, by networking with them, we can begin to make approaches where approaches before were not possible.